History didn't change only because of kings, wars, or revolutions. Sometimes, history changed because of disasters. Moments when the sky turned black, cities disappeared in flames, or a single mistake unleashed death on a scale humanity had never imagined. Entire civilizations were reshaped overnight. Empires collapsed. Religions were questioned. Technology was re-engineered. And the terrifying truth is, many of these disasters should never have happened. Human arrogance, ignored warnings, blind faith in systems that eventually failed. Tonight, we uncover 10 disasters that didn't just kill people. They changed the direction of human history forever. And if you enjoy uncovering the darkest, strangest and most forbidden chapters of history, make sure you subscribe to Top 10 Untold, because this channel explores the stories most history books never fully explain. Now, let's begin. Warning: 10 Mount Vesuvius eruption, 79 AD. The people of Pompeii believed their city was blessed. The markets were full. Wine flowed freely. The Roman Empire seemed eternal. And towering silently in the background stood Mount Vesuvius. For centuries, it appeared harmless. But in 79 AD, the mountain woke up. At first, people felt small tremors. Nothing unusual. Earthquakes were common in Roman Italy. Then the sky exploded. A column of ash and smoke rose over 30 kilometers into the atmosphere. Rocks rained down like meteors. Within hours, darkness covered the entire region. People ran, screamed, prayed. Some tried to escape by sea. Others hid in their homes. But the worst came later. Superheated clouds of gas and ash, called pyroclastic flows, rushed down the mountain at over 700 kilometers per hour. Anyone caught in them died instantly. Bodies were frozen in their final moments. A mother shielding her child. A man clutching coins. Dogs still chained to doors. Entire cities like Herculaneum vanished beneath volcanic ash. More than 2,000 people died. But the real impact came centuries later. When archaeologists rediscovered Pompeii, they found something haunting. A perfectly preserved snapshot of Roman life. Food still on tables. Graffiti on walls. Shops. Homes. Temples. Pompeii became the most important archaeological discovery in history. It changed our understanding of the Roman world forever. But it also revealed something terrifying. Even the most powerful civilizations can be erased in a single day. And today, millions still live in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius. Waiting. Warning 9 The Great Fire of London, 1666. On a quiet night in London, a small fire started in a bakery. The year was 1666. At first, nobody was worried. Fires happened frequently in medieval cities. But this one was different. Strong winds began pushing flames through the narrow wooden streets. Houses were built close together. Roofs were made of straw. Within hours, the fire became unstoppable. Flames leapt from building to building like predators hunting prey. The sky glowed orange for miles. People ran carrying whatever they could. Some dragged carts filled with furniture. Others carried children through burning streets. Church bells rang across the city. But nothing could stop the fire. For 4 days, London burned. More than 13,000 houses were destroyed. Entire neighborhoods vanished. The historic St. Paul's Cathedral collapsed in flames. Nearly 80% of the city was gone. But something unexpected happened afterward. Instead of rebuilding the same wooden maze, London reinvented itself. New laws required stone and brick buildings. Roads were widened. Urban planning was redesigned. The disaster gave birth to modern city design. But historians still ask a chilling question. If that tiny bakery fire had been extinguished quickly, would modern London even exist today? Warning 8. The Titanic sinking. 1912. In 1912, the world believed technology had conquered nature. The crown jewel of that belief was RMS Titanic, the largest ship ever built. Luxurious beyond imagination. Engineers even claimed it was unsinkable. When Titanic left Southampton for New York, more than 2,200 passengers were on board. Millionaires, immigrants, crew members. Everyone believed they were sailing on the safest ship ever built. Then, on the night of April 14th, a lookout spotted something in the dark. An iceberg. The ship tried to turn. But it was too late. The iceberg sliced the hull open. At first, passengers were calm. After all, how could the unsinkable Titanic sink? But water kept rising. Lifeboats were launched. Panic spread. Families were separated forever. Musicians continued playing to keep people calm. Then the unthinkable happened. At 2:20 a.m., Titanic broke apart and disappeared beneath the icy Atlantic. More than 1,500 people died. The tragedy shocked the world. But it forced major changes. New international laws required enough lifeboats for everyone, 24-hour radio monitoring, iceberg tracking systems. One disaster transformed global maritime safety forever. And it proved something humanity keeps forgetting. Confidence in technology can sometimes be deadlier than the dangers we ignore. Warning 7. Krakatoa eruption, 1883. In the Indonesian seas, there once stood a volcanic island called Krakatoa. In 1883, it exploded with unimaginable force. The eruption was so powerful. It produced the loudest sound in recorded history. People 3,000 miles away heard it. The explosion destroyed most of the island instantly. Gigantic tsunamis followed. Waves 40 meters high slammed into coastal towns. Entire villages vanished. More than 36,000 people died. But the eruption affected the entire planet. Ash filled the atmosphere. Sunsets around the world turned blood red for months. Global temperatures dropped. Weather patterns changed. Even artists were inspired. Some scientists believe the strange skies seen in Edvard Munch's famous artwork The Scream were influenced by Krakatoa's volcanic dust. One volcanic eruption reshaped global climate and culture. A reminder that Earth itself can rewrite history. Warning 6. Lisbon earthquake, 1755. On the morning of November 1, 1755, people in Lisbon gathered for church. It was All Saints' Day. The city was full. Then the ground started shaking violently. Buildings collapsed instantly. Churches filled with worshippers crumbled. Thousands died in seconds. But the disaster wasn't finished. The earthquake triggered massive tsunamis. Then fires spread through the destroyed city. For 6 days, Lisbon burned. Nearly 60,000 people died. But the shock wasn't only physical. It shattered Europe's philosophy. Thinkers like Voltaire began questioning religious explanations for disasters. Instead of divine punishment, scientists started studying natural causes. The Lisbon earthquake helped give birth to modern seismology and disaster science. A catastrophe that changed how humans understand the Earth itself. Warning 5 Fukushima nuclear disaster, 2011. On March 11, 2011, one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded struck Japan. Moments later, a massive tsunami crashed into the coast. The waves overwhelmed the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. Emergency generators failed. Cooling systems shut down. Nuclear fuel rods overheated. Within hours, reactors began melting. Explosions rocked the facility. Radiation leaked into the air and ocean. More than 150,000 people were forced to evacuate. Entire towns became ghost cities. The disaster shocked the world. Countries reconsidered nuclear power. Germany even decided to phase out nuclear energy entirely. Fukushima reminded humanity that technology, even advanced technology, can fail when nature strikes with enough force. Warning 4 Spanish flu pandemic, 1918. In 1918, the world was already exhausted from war. Then something invisible arrived. The Spanish flu. Unlike normal flu viruses, this one targeted young healthy adults. People could feel fine in the morning and be dead by night. Hospitals overflowed. Mass graves were dug. Entire towns fell silent. By the time it ended, the pandemic killed 50 million people worldwide. More than World War I itself. The disaster reshaped global public health systems. Modern disease monitoring, vaccines, and pandemic planning all evolved from this catastrophe. But it also left one haunting lesson. Human civilization can be brought to its knees by something too small to see. Warning 3 Hiroshima atomic bombing, 1945. On August 6, 1945, a single bomber approached Hiroshima. Inside the aircraft was a weapon the world had never seen before. The atomic bomb, little boy. When it detonated, the explosion reached temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. A blinding flash, a shockwave that flattened buildings. Firestorms consumed the city. More than 140,000 people died. 3 days later, another bomb hit Nagasaki. Humanity had entered the nuclear age. The world would never be the same. This disaster forced nations to confront a terrifying reality. Human beings now possessed the power to destroy civilization itself. Warning 2 Chernobyl nuclear disaster, 1986. In 1986, engineers at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant conducted a safety test. But a chain of mistakes triggered a catastrophic explosion. The reactor core was exposed. Radioactive material shot into the sky. The explosion released 400 times more radiation than Hiroshima. Entire cities like Pripyat were evacuated overnight. To this day, the region remains a radioactive exclusion zone. Chernobyl changed global nuclear policy forever. But it also revealed the terrifying consequences of human error inside powerful systems. Warning 1. The Black Death, 1347 to 1351. In the 14th century, a mysterious disease spread across Europe. The Black Death. Victims developed blackened skin and swollen lymph nodes. Death often came within days. The plague killed 1/3 of Europe's population. Entire villages disappeared. But the disaster transformed society. Labor shortages empowered peasants. Feudal systems weakened. New economic systems emerged. Many historians believe the Black Death helped trigger the Renaissance, a horrifying catastrophe that reshaped civilization itself. History often remembers heroes and victories. But sometimes, it is disasters that shape the future. Moments when nature, technology, or human mistakes collide, and force civilization to change direction. And the terrifying truth is, the next disaster that changes history may already be building somewhere on Earth. If you want to uncover more hidden stories, forgotten warnings, and terrifying truths from history, subscribe to Top 10 Untold. Because the past still has many secrets left to reveal.